what's going on, everybody? This is Nick from Soho Motorsports. We're going to talk about Noah's 370Z, who just got our new Stage 1 single turbo kit. It's always fun taking a completely stock car, how it came in, and then going full send, basically going boost. So Noah brought this car in. It was a completely stock 370Z Nismo. I think it had short ram intakes in it to come in with and no tune. So going from how it came in to how it's going to leave is going to be unreal. I'm sure he'll have a blast. This car is quick. So we'll recap. Basically what we did on this car is we put our new Stage 1 single turbo kit, which has the G35-900 turbo in it, and obviously the cold side piping, hot side piping, all of the stuff that we normally will do with our single turbo kit comes in that package. Along with that package, we did the 1050cc injectors and the 340 liter per hour fuel pump, which is just a standard no return system. I mean, this is still the stock motor on pump gas. So Noah wanted pump gas. He didn't want to do E85 or anything, and then basically wanted to see how far we could push the stock motor. So along with adding the power to the motor, we always got to make sure that we can put the power down. So on this setup, we did the Z-Speed Super 6 clutch kit with the C-Mac, and I'll pan over it so you can see. A lot of people are very familiar with that setup. Honestly, every single boosted car that comes through here, that is the clutch kit combo that we use with the flywheel. You can't go wrong with it. It holds the power, drives great, lasts a long time. That's the way to do it. That's the move whenever you want to go boost on a 370Z or a G37 or any VHR in general. So with that being said, we also did our catch can that you can see here. I'll pan over it so you can see. I mean, the car itself, once you pop the hood, looks very stock. Almost like Nissan should have made this, hint, hint. But now we got this setup. We paired it up with our single to dual exhaust, which you'll see, it sounds great. I mean, the car moves, made great power. So on 93, at 9.85 PSI, the car made 546 wheel and 449 foot-pounds, which is stout for pump gas. I mean, it's gonna be a handful with the stock tires that it has on the car. And then we bumped up the boost via the EcuTech boost controller using the EcuTech at 13.5 PSI, it made 601 and 493. So we crest over that 600 wheel mark on pump gas, which is great. It's great power. I mean, if you look at the power band, it comes in and it holds on the top end. We kept the torque low because it is a stock motor. A lot of people think that making a bunch of power, making a bunch of torque is the way to do it. Not on the stock motor. When you go with a built motor, then obviously you can throw all the boost, you can throw all the torque to it. You still got to be careful with it. So with this being a stock motor, we kept the torque low. We wanted to keep it below 500 foot-pounds. 550 foot-pounds is where we normally start to see failures because of the rods that can't handle the torque. So we want to kind of stay away from there and give ourselves a little bit of leeway, a little bit of room, so that we can, once, for example, if the car does make a little bit more boost, it makes a little bit more torque, then we're still below that threshold where we start to see failures on these things. Me and Justin will go for a ride in this car. We always enjoy taking these client cars out for drives just to make sure everything is good prior to giving it to the client. We'll give our feedback, I'll give my feedback, I'll give Justin's feedback. We appreciate Noah trusting us with this build. This was a very fun build. I think we'll start to see a lot more of these boosted VHRs because the option now is, do I buy a new Z or do I boost my VHR or my Z? So I'm gonna go with the boosting the VHR is gonna be the way to go just because the power band is a lot nicer. It costs a little bit less. So we'll see how that pans out. Let's go for a ride.
I got a little heat in the tires before it'll do anything. Stage 1, and it wants to get this rowdy. It's, yeah, that new G series. Garrett.
On pump gas.
On pump gas.
That's the best part. Turn traction off.
Boogies, it's so good.
It's smooth too.
It's fast and it's predictable and it punches like a freight train. I love it. Every second of it. And of course it's a V1 Nismo, so it looks real good doing it.
Yeah, stock wheels, stock bumper. I mean, it looks completely stock.
mean, so this is our new Stage 1 kit, so it's got the G3900 in it, and I mean, the spec on this charger, it pairs with the 3.7 so well. And I mean, like I said, the power band is linear, it's predictable, but it still really punches when you want it to. And this also has our Z-Speed Super 6. And speaking of Driveline components, any of y'all who are watching this, who are into the TVD6 stuff, stay tuned because we got some pretty exciting news coming up about that.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is a fun little car. He'll have fun with this, man. 600, I think it was 601 on this high boost, like 13 pounds. Man, that's gonna be so much fun on this car.
For a street car, it's really all you need because you're right there at the threshold of losing traction anytime you're in boost in second and third gear. But it's predictable and it's controllable, and it'll outrun pretty much anything you come up next to on the street. You know, if you're in Mexico or, you know,
Wherever you may want to go.
Wherever you may want to go. But it'll outrun regular traffic if you got to merge, I'll tell you that much.
That's it. We're gonna do a second gear rip.
It's so good. Oh, I love it so much.
That was fun.
This car is good. Noah, got a winner, man. It's fantastic.
So, first thoughts or second thoughts?
So I was talking to Bobby yesterday. I drove his car yesterday, and I mean, generally, whenever somebody asked me if I would do a supercharger or turbo starter setup in one of these cars, if I was to buy one and I was to put a setup together, before I drove this car, I was supercharger all the way. And I mean, just the linear power delivery, the drivability, all that stuff. But this one, man, this car is so good. Might have changed my mind a little bit. The new Stage 1 is so good. And not only is it that fast, does it punch that hard, but you get all your fuel economy because there's no drive on the engine. So, I mean, there's no load on the engine when you're just at cruise, so you don't lose any of your fuel economy. And the car is, if you keep your foot out of it, you can't even tell it's turbocharged. You don't know until you put your foot down, and then everybody knows. Like, you know, so it's like, I'm still right there on the fence whether I'd be supercharger or turbocharger, but man, this thing is a strong contender to put me in the turbo category. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, we've got a supercharger next, so we'll see this week.
Oh yeah, we'll find out for sure. Because I mean, we're excited because we got a supercharged build coming up, and I mean, you can't go wrong with either. But this one's good.
Oh yeah,
you can't go wrong with either one. But man, this car is right. Like, what a package.